Hey guys, this is the Betamax Man, and I'm working on the HF1000. This is the one that had the bad regulator. The picture quality isn't very good, and I'm thinking one of the reasons why is because I need to change the capacitors and the preamp. So the preamp is actually in this section of the board. The capacitors I'm going to check here are going to be on this section of the board. The preamp. Now the preamp sends the signal, the video signal, to the television set. So I'm hoping that by recapping these, the preamp, that will actually fix my problem with the bad picture quality. Now, I did do a video one time on the color, where the colors were not quite right. And I did a video on this, but I had to go into the chroma processor, and there were gaps that were bad on it. So I don't know if you guys remember that video, but if you haven't seen it, you can go watch it. Anyway, so I'm going to check these capacitors and see what they read. I want to see if maybe are they starting to poop out, or or maybe the caps are fine. Maybe it's a problem elsewhere. So I got my multimeter. I'm gonna check some of these capacitors, and we'll see if any of them are starting to fail. So I do see there's a 10 volt at 33 microfarad. Let's check that and see what that one looks like here. And then we can also do an ESR reading as well. Yeah, that one's starting to go bad. Yeah, that's kind of low. Okay, let's check this one. C168. That one seems to be okay. So, that one is fine. Yeah, that one's okay. C167. That one is actually... Ooh, that one's open. That one is completely open. So I'm just waiting for my new iron to heat up. This is a brand new soldering iron, and my old one pooped out on me. I've got new ones in. The new ones are in, so we're gonna put the circuit board back together, and we'll see what the picture is like. Well, the picture quality is definitely much better, and there's no more snowiness in the picture. There, in the center, there was a little bit of kind of like clear snow, is what I would describe it as. The noise is gone. It looked like tracking noise is what it looked like. But as you can see, if I track all the way to that side, you know, you'll see the snow. But the snow goes away. All of it. picture quality is bang on. And if we go to the other side, still got pretty good picture quality. So the next thing that I will do on this is probably recap the head amplifier. Put some new caps in the head amp, and this thing will be ready to do a full service. I mean, back in the full, we'll put it into full service. We'll basically put it into 100% working condition. But changing capacitors really does make a difference in the picture quality when you're recapping the preamp. Also, if you recap the head amp, you also get really good quality picture. You do both the head amp and the preamp, and your picture quality will improve. Because these machines are almost 40 years old, right? They're getting pretty old, and the capacitors in them are starting to go bad. They're starting to wear out. Capacitors don't last forever, right? But hey, you know, other components, they'll last a lot longer, but caps always are the first ones to go. So let me show you how many that we did change, because I went ahead and changed every capacitor in the preamp. So there were how many? 6 capacitors. So we changed 6 of them. Now 2 of these were 2 were 10 microfarad, and I didn't have any 10s left. So I put a 22 microfarad in there. And I will change them back to a 10 microfarad. I just have to order the 10 microfarad caps. And I'm going to go ahead and order the 25s. I see a lot of 16 at 10 microfarad, but I go to 25 because sometimes the 25s, you go up a little bit on voltage, but I do run into situations where sometimes I'll need a 25 or sometimes a 16. So if I order a 25 at 10 microfarad, the 10 microfarad caps, and just order the 25s, because you can go from 16 to 25 without a problem. But what you don't want is you don't want to go from 16 to 50. That's way too high. But you can go from 16 to 25. You can even go 10 to 25 if you had to. So I'm just gonna order the 25 volt, but I do use 10 microfarad caps. But yeah, this has a very good picture. I never did test the recording on it, so I'll have to do that. But I do want to go ahead and you know, put some new caps into the head amp, but I'll have to order some more because I'm low on caps. At least the values that I need, I'm low on. So I need to just order another kit of caps. The problem with the kits is sometimes there'll be certain values that you'll use up faster than the other ones. You know, and the other ones you know, so you buy so many of those assortment of different value caps. You know, it's just, but the quality is very good. I mean, that picture is really good now. It's clean, clear, sharp. It looks just like it's supposed to. Now, I don't know if I hope I don't get hit with a copyright for showing this, but I'm just trying to demonstrate the quality. So I can turn the data screen off. There's the data screen on. Hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. Somebody reminded me on eBay about the fourth set of numbers. The fourth digit is frames. And I totally forgot about that. So, hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. And you can only see the frames on the display, on the TV. You don't see the frames on the counter, on the display here. You only see it on the TV if you hit the data screen. So you got data screen. Also, you know, this thing has a button where you can go from L500, L750, or L830, and it'll tell you how much time left is on your tape. So there's a time remaining, and I don't know how to get to it. You might have to have the remote to get to it, but I'm sure there's a... You can hit a button where it'll tell you how much time is remaining on that tape, providing you got the L500 tape in here on the L500 setting, or if you had an L750 in here, you'd want to switch it to L750 so you can get the proper, accurate remaining time. Let's see, where is that? I think... where was that? I think the time... Oh, here we go. Counter remain. See? You hit counter remain and it'll tell you this has got an hour and 21 minutes left on it. And this is actually probably an L430 cassette. But I'm gonna go ahead and eject it and rewind it all the way. And a rewind is nice and strong. But the tape's sticking to the drum a little bit, I think. So we'll have to do a resurface I'll have to resurface the drum, the upper drum. Well, what I do is I use a green scuff pad. Green scuff pad is in some water, and you can really take the shine off of the drum. You want it to be nice and dull. You don't want that sheen on there. But yeah, if you hit data screen, you can do the remaining of that. But this is probably an L430 or something like that, because I don't think it's I don't think it's a full L500. It might be. It very well could be. But I keep it on L500 because most of the pre-recorded movies are on L500s. Or they're on L430s or L370s. Different length tapes for different things, but yeah, so hey, you know what? Yeah, let's put this in, and you know, if we really want to show off the quality of the picture, we can do a cartoon. Yeah, if we did a cartoon, we'd be able to see it. Here we go. We can do hey, we do Porky Pig. Let's do Porky Pig. So let's put this in and see what the quality is. See, now this thing automatically forwards through the leader. So if the leader is exposed, it'll actually fast forward it about a half a second in order to so that the leader is not showing when it's up again, when it's threaded. But see, it'll automatically go through. Now this tape, oh, 1990 is when this one came out apparently. There we go. The cartoon always gives you the best quality picture. Cartoons always show up better. So yeah, hit remain and 1 hour and 32 minutes. See that? 1 hour and 32 minutes. And we can go back to our hours, minutes, seconds, and frame. But this is a very good quality picture. Now, if I put new capacitors in the head amp, this thing is gonna have the same picture quality it did when it was new. But I gotta order more caps to get some more caps in. So when I'm gonna recap. Now there were some capacitors that were leaking. There were a couple caps that actually were leaking, and I think the 10 microfarad ones were the ones that were leaking. Also, there was a 1 microfarad 50 volt one that was leaking. In fact, one of the leads pulled out of it. Very cool. Very cool patriotic cartoon right there. This tape's not in very good shape. Sometimes, you know, even though these tapes are still sealed, a lot of times they'll sit and deteriorate sometimes, but yeah, this one's kind of deteriorated. This tape's not in very good condition. Even though it was sealed, it's not in very good shape. Oh, if we got the tracking all the way over, it doesn't seem to have problems, so. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, they do, you know, they can degrade depending on how it was stored. Who knows if this was stored in a climate controlled room. You know, it might have been stored in a cold storage unit for years, and you know, of course, that will affect the tape's ability to play back. Cool. Picture quality is superb. I'm gonna put this in place of the GCS50. I'm probably going to retire the GCS50. So we're gonna retire the GCS50. We'll probably give that one a new home. We'll probably just try to find somebody that might want it. Somebody that can give it a good home and, you know, give it a permanent home, because I've had it for a couple of years now. I probably had that one for about 3 years. The GCS50. I've had it for quite a while. Usually the beta machines, well, actually that HF1000 right there, I probably had that machine for probably 7 years, close to 7 years now, maybe 8. Been a long time, but hey, you know, just recapping the circuit board, the video board. You know, you recap the video board, and it's going to be night and day difference on what the quality's like. But yeah, we're gonna rewind it now. But yeah, this tape is was sealed, but unfortunately, you know, it probably wasn't stored in the best conditions, because it's not very good tape. It's kind of, there's a couple spots where it's kind of foobarred, but anyway. But yeah, this is a BASF tape, which is supposed to be, you know, supposed to be a really good tape. And I don't know, I think I would say that Sony and Maxell, those are the two brand tapes that I like. The Sony and Maxell, actually, in some situations, I don't know, Maxell is right up there with Sony. This is BASF, which they're made in Germany. I believe some of them were made in Germany. I don't know. They probably had a factory in the U.S., but I know that BASF was a German company. Anyway, you know, I should test. I'll have to test out the recording on it as well, you know. And I just need to go through and, you know, maybe recap the whole entire video board. Might be a good idea. But this is going to get put into use. I'm going to go ahead and put this in use. I'm going to hook it up to my setup there. I'm going to take the GCS50 down, and I've got a laser disc playing, which is going through the GCS50 right now. So I've switched inputs to, because this is actually going through the front of the SL HF1000. But hey, you know, those I liked the SL HF1000, but the only thing I wish that they would have done is I wish that they would have made the 2000 a 4-head machine, or at least make it a 3-head. You know, they should have made the SLHF2000 a 3-head. The 2100, of course, was a 4-head, but hey, they should have done at least a 3-head for the 2000, but they didn't. So, not to be confused with the SL2000. The SL2000 was the portable unit. The SLHF2000 was the last beta machine to roll off the assembly line. It's funny, I have the very first standalone Betamax, which is the SL7200, that works. And I have the very last beta machine that rolled off the assembly line for the United States, which is this SLHF2000. Anyway, this is going through the front of the 2000, and the 2000's going through to the 1000 there, and the 1000's going to the TV. And hey, have I done a tongue twister yet? Have I confused you guys? Probably. But anyway, that's going to end this video. I just wanted to do a quick little video. I mean, it wasn't a quick video. This is probably going to be 30-40 minutes long. But I wanted to do a video on the preamp, because the preamp is a common problem with a lot of the Betamax, the Sony betas. The Sony betas, the preamps usually always have problems with the capacitors, or either bad, or they're going bad, or you got caps that are starting to leak, and you know, where the tolerances are off on the caps. If you've got high ESR, or your tolerance is off just a little bit, it can cause problems. So, you know, hey, I'm happy to have this thing. Happy to now have 2 of them again. You know, 2 working 1000s. That one parts deck that I had, that one had a problem with one of the ICs failed in the head amplifier, and so it wasn't fixable. And then it had other problems too, but that was one of the problems that it had, and that's why I had to kind of take it out of service. But anyway, but yeah, now I've got two working ones again. And I do have a customer's machine. We've got a Sony SLHF600. Now the SLHF 600, it was a 3-head model. I have done video on that one. I had one, but I don't have it anymore. I sold it. And then I have yeah, that one I sold. That's right. Yeah, I sold. Now I don't have one anymore. I sold it. I don't know for sure if I have a parts deck. I think the parts deck, I have a 400 parts deck, but I don't think I have a 600 parts deck. But I think I got a 400 parts deck. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Not only have you enjoyed the video, but did you guys learn something? If you guys learned something, hey, that's my goal, is to make sure you guys are educated on how to bring these things back to life. Or if you can't bring them to life and you want me to bring it back to life, let me know. And I'll give you my email and all the contact info, and you can send your machine to me and I'll repair it for you. I charge $30 an hour, so plus parts. So $30 an hour labor is what I charge. So, and most of the parts that I put in these things are used, right? You can't get new parts for these anymore. Not unless you can find somebody that has new old stock. There are still places on eBay that have new old stock of things. I just ordered I recently ordered a voltage regulator, and it was new old stock, but it was a Sanyo made part. The voltage regulator, the 5441, those were made by Sanyo. So if you're wanting to buy one of those, you gotta be careful, because sometimes you can buy one and they're no good. Or sometimes they're counterfeit, they're not real, and so they don't hold up, and so you have to be real careful. But try to get one that has certification listed with it, saying that it is a genuine Sanyo part, because there are some of those parts that are not. They were not made by Sanyo, and they were made by somebody else. And oh, there, my laser disc just flipped to the other side. I have my laser disc going through the GCS 50. I was wondering what that noise was, but yeah, it's playing side B. But anyway, yeah, so, I mean, you can get regulators sometimes that are not genuine. And unfortunately, that's the name of the game. Now, the supplier that I got one from last shipped it pretty quickly. They are certified, genuine, new old stock Sanyo components. Here, we'll bring the chip up and we'll show you here. So here it is right here. Here's the chip. And this is a genuine Sanyo part. Okay. Now, I don't know, what the quality some of them are. I just know that some of them don't work when you buy them, and some do. And you know, this one had a certification with it to verify that it was a genuine Sanyo parts. So anyway, well, we're gonna end the video now. So we'll see you later. Bye bye.